Do you guys think Kenyon Martin was a better player than Draymond Green?
Dre is gonna have like the accolades, more All Stars, more
Playoff
championships.
success,
But like,
yeah.
if I just put both of these players on the television and I'm just scouting, the first time I'm ever seen, I turn the volume all the way down. I mean, Kenyon Martin was fantastic. Kmart, if he had like
A team like Draymond had.
Draymond, I think they still win 4 championships.
I just don't remember.
Paul Pierce says Kenyon Martin is better than Draymond Green. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
Do you guys think Kenyon Martin was a better player than Draymond Green?
We talked a little bit before the pod. I hold the older guys to a different stand. Like, they're on a higher pedestal for me. So I'm more biased toward the olds because I was a kid growing up. I watched them and I idolized them. So Kenyon Martin, to me, like I said, he was like an animal. He was animalistic. He was very impressive, explosive. He did a lot of things. Of course, as a kid, the dunks, I never got a chance to play against him much or with him toward the end of his career. I never got to see him in his prime as an adult. So I don't know. But the eye test to me, I would say
Because he has more hops?
I just all around, I just thought the things that he did, not saying Draymond doesn't impact the game. Maybe he's more entertaining. Like if you're looking at a Ja Morant and a Donovan Mitchell, you know what I'm saying? Like that type of thing. It was more entertaining to watch Kenyon Martin. So I would think he was more skilled and more talented. I think he had.
And that's the truth. When I said I'm hating, okay, you talking about Draymond Green, I get it. I never played the game of basketball, but a real basketball mind like Danny Green that played against a lot of talent, that played against Draymond, that watched Kenyon growing up, he knows what real talent is. He knows who's really better. Kenyon Martin's better than Draymond Green. Draymond, he was fortunate to be drafted by the Warriors, so he's able to run off a couple championships, play with the greatest shooter ever, and also play with one of the other greatest shooters ever in Klay Thompson, and one of the best players in KD. So he was very fortunate. He got his championship rings, got voted on All-Star games by default, and he ran up his stats and his individual accolades. Draymond Green is a fraud, and the only person he respects is his king, LeBron James.
He was a more talented of a player. Draymond has really stretched and done a lot for his career for a guy that I think has limited ability. Like he's done an amazing things for a guy that's not super athletic, super fast, that can shoot. Like for him, he is the ultimate super role player. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the Hall of Fame superstar role player. So you got to give him a lot of flowers and props. But honestly, there's a players that I watched growing up that I would say are really good defenders that I don't put Draymond in the conversation with.
In other words, Draymond Green, he was fortunate to be drafted by the Warriors, so by default, he was going to be a role player. Offensively, he can't put the ball into the basket. Defensively, I give him that. He moves his feet and he keeps that energy, but overall, better player than Kenyon? I don't think so. And if he was in that era, back when Kenyon was playing, the early 2000s and even the 90s, we wouldn't be talking about Draymond Green right now.
I totally disagree, but go ahead, Paul.
All right, I'm gonna be completely honest with this. There's there's a lot of players. There's not a lot, but there's players who I would consider is better than me, but I'm ranked higher all time
By resume.
by resume.
Yeah.
And that's how I kind of look at this.
Yeah.
Like I'm ranked higher all time than Penny Hardaway, but Penny Hardaway was fantastic. Like he was like one of my favorite
I think his
players.
career got derailed by injury.
Derailed, but
Yeah.
Penny Hardaway and guys like Grant Hill and like they were
Yeah.
much more skilled. And maybe I probably did a little bit more when you look at the numbers and everything, but that's how I kind of look at this. Like Dre is gonna have like the accolades, more All-Stars, more
Playoff
championships.
success,
But like
yeah.
if I just put both of these players on the television and I'm just scouting, the first time I'm ever seen, I turn the volume all the way down. I mean, Kenyon Martin was fantastic.
That's a good point by Paul Pierce. Right now, yeah, Draymond's going to have the accolades. He's going to have everything in his favor because he played KD, that good group, good staff, good organization. So again, he was fortunate. He was blessed. So of course, his stats are going to be much better. His individual accolades will be better than Kenyon. But just off the eye test alone, from a fan perspective, Kenyon was better. And then when you got real basketball minds like Paul Pierce and Danny Green and other people, they're pretty much rocking with Kenyon being better than Draymond Green. Throw the stats out the window, who was really a better basketball player? You got to give it to Kmart.
Yeah,
He was the number one reason. I had to play against him in his young days and his prime. Like, he was a lob threat. He was a defensive threat. He was intimidating. He ran the court. I mean, he did. And Draymond was good for what he brought to the Golden State, where they were good for what they both brought. You know what I'm saying? And I know Draymond is a more decorated because of the defensive players of the year, but listen here. Kmart, if he had like
A team like Draymond had.
Draymond, I think they still win for a championship.
I just don't remember.
And then you got to think the time when he was with the Nets going against the Lakers. Think about if it was any other team in the Western Conference that they went against in the NBA Finals. Maybe those Nets team, back-to-back finals, maybe they win one. So you got to understand who he played against, the era, the players, the GOATs. With Draymond Green, you had a stacked team, and then, you had the emergence of Steph Curry that got past those injuries, those ankle injuries, and elevated his game to a GOAT level. Same with Clay from the shooting perspective. So everything panned out for Dre. I ain't gonna hate on him. I know I throw my jokes. He's a little glazer. He's a Clutch Sports client. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. He got his championships. He got his individual accolades. But saying that Kenyon Martin's career didn't live up to it just because he didn't have the championships and the accolades you got, that was wrong by Draymond Green. He was sensitive that Kenyon Martin called him out for being a fake tough guy, which he is.
Ever in my life watching Kenyon Martin and think he was dominating a game.
That's crazy. Dude.
Ever.
Like,
that he dominated a game.
Watching
ever.
Cincinnati before. The reason why he's
No,
number one
maybe
player.
What do you
college.
mean dominating the game? So you think Draymond dominated a game?
Defensively, yes. Draymond Green has dominated playoff games on defense.
Okay.
Where you're like, yo, this dude is everywhere.
What is your definition of dominating?
He's affecting the result of the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
By
so
his
you
greatness.
are saying Kenyon Martin never reflected the result of a game defensively when you watched?
No, not in a
When
dominant
he was in
way.
New Jersey, when he was in
No.
Denver,
No.
when he was in Cincinnati.
I don't think.
Yeah, it seemed like he's pro Draymond Green, which is cool. Everybody got their opinions. And again, Draymond Green, he had a few good defensive stops, but at the end of the day, he won championships, and that's what you're really going to count when you try to tally up who's better between players. But just off individual talent alone, I know that Kenyon Martin's better than Draymond Green. He didn't dominate or do things like that, which is a lie. If you watch Kenyon Martin in his heyday, he was running things with the Nets, with the Nuggets. He had a lot of great years, and he affected the outcome of games. Now, did he win championships? No, but was he better than Draymond Green? Yes.
I've actually played against his dominance.
I've seen him show
Where
off
you
the
were
kid.
like, yo, I don't know if I can
Pull
go
the
to the
shirt,
rack
dunk
right
him.
now because Kenyon Martin's there.
Yes.
Absolutely, bro.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I saw him really put the clamps on All-Star Antoine Walker in the playoffs. Looks like, man, this
He
is
guarded guards. Like, he guarded Kobe.
like,
Like,
he
he
would
guarded
switch up
from
on me,
Shaq to
like-
Kobe. Like, he
But they
guarded
brought
multitude of
different
positions.
elements.
Draymond has
And-
guarded wings, and that's like kind of been his thing. Is that
Time out. Say what now? Say again?
his thing is that he's a switchable big. Like that's
sure.
that's his calling card.
I understand.
Switchability means that you're guarding.
being switchable and
wings
having
at
your
times.
your
No, his
main.
primary assignment is not.
It ain't gonna be
wings.
Kawhi Leonard. Like,
And you can switch in this era of basketball. You're Draymond Green, you're 6'6", but there's a lot of centers out there that are 6'8", 6'9", a lot of undersized stuff going on in this era of basketball. So, of course, Draymond can guard from 1 to 5 when this era of basketball is pretty much finesse type of game. A lot of three-point shooting. You got a Wemby that's 7'5", 100 pounds. So, of course, Draymond Green can body him. He can show his strength off. Kmart's era, you're not guarding Shaq. You're not going to be able to switch off on those bigs and those other type of perimeter players. Yeah, he may have some success at times, but you're not stopping Kobe. You're not stopping Shaq. You're not stopping all the upper echelon centers and power forwards like that. And you're not going to be able to switch off in Kenyon's era. Yeah, certain points of the game you can, but again, Draymond Green, you put him in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, he's going to get destroyed. He's going to be the laughing stock of the NBA. Again, fortunate he played with the Warriors. Fortunate he played in this era, but saying that Draymond Green is better than Kenyon Martin, I don't see it.
Kenyon Martin would be the guy if he in his prime, they'd be like, you guarding Kawhi Leonard. I don't think Draymond they ever said, yo.
So I think Draymond
They
Green.
put Clay on, you know what I'm saying?
Can I say, before you say this about
Yeah.
Draymond, I just want to give this up. When I think, and Draymond's a great defender and everything, but this is what I think about all-time defenders. When your defender is all-time and we say we're not going to our star because that defender's on it. This is our star. But you know what? We're going to go to our second star tonight because he's guarding him tonight. And I've seen that with certain players. Not with Dre and not with Kmart, though. Mm-hmm. But, like, when I talk about these defenders, like, when Rodman would guard people, they'd be like...
You know he's limited. Even the star player didn't feel comfortable. He would defer
like,
more.
Yeah, well, like, when you got Gary Payton, you know, we're going to come off the ball a little more today. Like, Pippen, we're like, you know, we're going to change up the offense tonight.
Yeah.
I never felt that way with these two. I think they were great, but they didn't give me that. But then again, I'm talking about the all-time top 5, in my opinion, defenders. Are they in the all-time defenders? To me, yes, they are. But I don't know what number that is.
I think since I basically, like, I would say the last 25 years, I think Draymond Green's one of the 5 best defensive players.
I don't agree with that.
In the NBA.
I don't agree with that.
KG, Duncan, Kawhi, Draymond, Dwight Howard. To me.
Well, Ben Wallace is not in there.
I think Draymond Green's a better defender than Ben Wallace.
Okay.
I do.
I don't know about that.
I mean, there's some other defensive player of the year
Ben Wallace
guys.
dropped.
Yeah, in conclusion, Kenyon Martin's better than Draymond Green. However you want to rank Draymond Green defense, cool, but Kmart's a better player. I understand they want to keep it political. They want to keep it respectful, and I get it. I'm not trying to clown Draymond Green or hate on him, but he's a fake tough guy. He's not better than Kenyon Martin. And shout out to Danny Green and Paul Pierce. You know, they kept it real, kept it respectful, but they know Draymond Green doesn't compare to Kmart. He'll never be better than Kmart. He was fortunate to be drafted by the Warriors and play with Steph, Clay, and KD at the time. So good for him. Got his individual accolades, got his championships, but he'll never be better than Kenyon Martin.